This video, I will probably title it, I Believe in God. That's what I will probably title this video. Today is Wednesday by the American calendar, and it's after 6 a.m. I know that because I have that 6:46 right now. This phone has notified me that Benjamin Faircloth has put up a video on YouTube, and so has the Trinity Delusion. They have done that. I've been notified. If I can get this phone to, if you could read it, you could see it. I've been notified. The book of Deuteronomy by Benjamin Faircloth, nullifying Jesus, denying God by Trinity Delusion. One of them, after 8 hours, has 80 views. The other, after 8 hours, has 327 views. This video will be on YouTube this morning, and it probably won't get 80 views, much less 327. But I make the video anyway. I believe in God. There are words in a creed. How many of you know what a creed is? A creed. There's something called the Apostles' Creed. You can look it up. There are different creeds found. I only am looking at one. The one that they told me was the Apostles' Creed in the Methodist Church. That's the one that I'll be referencing if I reference a creed. It will be. I believe in God the Father. That's the way it begins. Do you believe in God the Father? I do. Behind me, I can see I made the sign, and it definitely says, do you love God? God is the Father. I believe in God, the Father, Almighty. I do. Creator. I believe, or I have no doubts about Jesus. Jesus of Nazareth, the Son of Joseph and Mary that was born in Bethlehem. So don't make the mistake of trying to convince people that I'm wrong about certain things, please. If I'm wrong, I do want to be right. But if I'm right, I don't want to be wrong. And I feel like you should feel the same way yourself. But you may not. You're free to have whatever feelings you want. You have, you can, you probably will. I believe Jesus is the Son of God. That means I don't believe that Joseph is the father of Jesus. I want these things to be clear. I want them to be understood. I don't want any questions about what I believe anymore. I believe there's one God, the Father of Jesus, and we have me and you are them, not these. You're not the Father. You're not Jesus. You're not me. You can fit in the them category. I'll be in your them category. I'm in God's them category. That's where I am. Them. God made one, and now God has made them. I am one of them. So are you. You are one of them. I believe in God, the Father of Jesus. Joseph, did not conceive. No man conceives. Doesn't happen. Hasn't happened, won't happen. Mary gave birth to a child. Mary conceived after she believed. Until you believe, what can you do? Unless you believe. Jesus made some statements. I can read about them in the Bible. I have a red one, and I have a black one right here. I can open those books and I can read. I can. It'll be mostly the same words in both of them. I do have Bibles that I can, hold up. And I will have the same words in both of them. But you won't find a video on earth with these words you won't find a book on earth with these words. There's no book written for you to read with these words. Jesus of Nazareth was crucified. He died. His body was put in the ground or in a tomb. I have read in this Bible, or one like it, the words, Abraham purchased something from someone and paid money for it. If you paid money for something, you didn't get it free. No, if you purchase something, it's not free. And Abraham bought a field, for a burial place was found right there. And Abraham had seen the field before he ever went to town and opened his mouth and made it known that he wanted to purchase it. Nobody in town knew that Abraham wanted to buy a piece of property until he got there that day. And Abraham came to the gate, opened his mouth, and said some words. And when he left, he had purchased the field and the cave. It's now his possession. It's his. He owns it. I have been purchased for God. It's what I have been purchased. The price has been paid for me. I believe that. Where you see the words, he purchased for God. He purchased for God. Abraham purchased a field with a cave in it to have a place to bury his dead. He had no place to bury his dead because he has left the place to go where God was leading him. And on the way, he saw a field and he purchased the field. Abraham was buried there. His wife was buried there. I don't know if, who was it that gave birth to Ishmael? I don't know if she was buried there. Sarah was buried there. Isaac was buried there. I don't know if Ishmael was buried there or not. I don't know. If you do, then you know more than me. Jacob was buried there. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were buried there. I feel like that the 12 sons of Jacob, of Israel, were probably there. I don't have any indication. There's no way that I can know for sure, but that's what I believe. They were probably buried there. Jesus was put in a tomb that had been cut out by a man. And he was put there, and he was there. A woman had anointed him, preparing him for burial. That's what he said. That's what Jesus said. And she did it in front of the 12 apostles. She did it. And Jesus told them, she had done a good thing. They didn't think so. Jesus knew better. And Jesus said so. I believe in God, the Father, Almighty, Creator. None other, only one. Creator, God Almighty. So you know what that means? It only means one thing. God is the Creator, the Father of Jesus, who was born in Bethlehem. He was crucified at Jerusalem, and he was in the ground as dead as a dead man can be for 3 days. He couldn't have been more dead than he was for 3 days. Lazarus stayed in the place, a burial place, more days than Jesus. He was there for 4 days. if I'm not mistaken. You can check it out. You can. Lazarus, dead for 4 days. He was in the ground, so to speak. A stone had been placed at the entrance, just like there was a stone placed at the entrance of the place where Jesus was buried. I've heard some people say a lot of things in 73 years. The first few years, I don't remember what people said. I really couldn't tell you at what age that I can tell you that I have memories of. I can't. I never went to kindergarten. I didn't go to preschool. I remember very little about the first grade. Very little. I do know who my teacher was. I have a yearbook. It's got the number of years. It's got the year date on the front. It's got 2 years dates. I think they say 64 and 65. 63 and 64. 62 and 63. 60 and 61. Why would they have that on the book? It's pretty simple. I started the school, or I started that grade 1 year, and it ended the next. I've got 12 books. They're in the cabinet. I can see them anytime I want to see them. The school building is across the street. I can turn around right here and open that window. I have half the window open, so to speak. And I can see a tree. And I can see through the tree. And I can see the school. It's right there. The school was there. With the bricks on the walls. The day I began to learn from someone other than my mama and my teachers, or whoever took care of me in the nursery, if there was such, when I was young at the church. The Downsville United Methodist church was here. I went there, and the Downsville United Methodist Church now has brick walls on the outside. The inside walls are not brick. If I go to that school across the way, the inside wall may be covered, but I don't think they were covered when I went to school the first year. I really don't. I can't guarantee that. But there were brick walls. They were solid brick with mortar. Things have been built a long, long time. They have. And there are still buildings being built today. I can look in this book. The builder. Do you want to know where it is in the book? Excuse me for a second or a few seconds. I will get a book. I'll put on my glasses. I'm going to turn to the front of the book. And after A comes B. Alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm in the B's. I'm looking for builder. The builder. B-U-I. Builder. There's building. There's buildings. There are bills. There's built. And then there's Buki. B-U-K-K-I. Buki, the son of J-O-G-L-I. Build. Before build is bugle. It says in 1 Corinthians that the bugle produces, if the bugle produces an indistinct sound, check it out. That's 1 Corinthians 14:8. The bugle. The builder. Builder. Here it is. A wise master builder, I laid a foundation. By just so much as the builder of thee. But the builder of all things is God. And then it's got whose architect and builder is God.